In our For the People coverage tonight.
Our criminal justice system has not been able to keep up with the demand our community has placed on it.
In just a few months, Spokane voters will make the decision whether to fund an upgrade to county criminal justice facilities and programs. The question, now being called Measure 1, will ask voters to approve a 0.02% sales tax that will generate $1.7 billion in the next 30 years to improve those programs and build a new jail. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant spoke with county leaders today about what exactly this money will be going toward. Natalie?
Well, Kirsten, right now in Spokane, the sales tax already sits at 9%. So if this is approved, it would increase. This increase would put it at 9.02% for the next 30 years. That means if you spend $10, just under $1 of that in total will be going to sales taxes, with 2 cents of that going towards these public safety improvements.
Measure 1 is providing the citizens of Spokane and the voters of Spokane to decide what public safety looks like in Spokane County for the next 30 years.
On Monday, Spokane County leaders laid out their plan on how they will modernize Spokane's criminal justice system if the measure passes in November.
Our criminal justice system has not been able to keep up with the demand our community has placed on it. You are repeatedly seeing people being arrested in our community and booked into the Spokane County Jail with dozens of prior felony convictions, and many times being charged with dozens of new felonies, only to be released back into our community.
The $1.7 billion that will be shared with local cities is slated to not only build a new detention center addressing growing capacity concerns, but offer more rehabilitation programs for offenders, something Spokane is in desperate need of.
Accountability is at the core of the criminal justice system, and right now we don't have the systems in place to effectively administer justice and to change behavior.
But since this measure made its way onto the ballot, there have been concerns with what people say is a lack of planning and how the 40% of this money will be used by cities. Opponents agreeing that these upgrades are necessary, but wanting more transparency about how the money will be used.
And so those conversations are going on, but until we know that this measure is going to pass, we have time to figure those things out. Because if the measure doesn't pass, then we need to go back to the drawing board. We will look at it again in the future because, again, this is an urgent need.
Now, Spokane City Council member Zach Sapone, who signed that letter last week asking for the vote to be delayed, issued a statement following today's press conference saying the things presented today did not change or address their concerns, saying in part this continues to be a $1 billion blank check to government that is fiscally irresponsible, and I believe voters will see that. Now, if passed, funding from Measure 1 will start in April, with the new jail facility set to be completed by 2028. Reporting in studio tonight, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Natalie, thank you. New at 6 o'clock now. Within the last hour, Spokane mayoral candidate released a statement on the proposed tax, saying in part the $1.7 billion in taxes Mayor Woodward is seeking represents one of the largest tax increases ever in Spokane County. We need investments in public safety and improvements in our correctional facilities, but this measure deserves more public input and a coordinated plan between Spokane County and the city of Spokane on how these funds would be spent. To read Lisa Brown's full response, look for this story on KXLY.com.